Hi, this is Johnny Bruce. You are listening to Afterlife Conversations. Imagine the space where spirit speaks, science listens, and the invisible becomes real. In this podcast, we explore the profound connections between our world and the next. I will be your guide on this journey of discovery, healing, and understanding. Each episode, we delve into the stories behind my guided meditations, revealing the messages from those who have crossed over and the wisdom they share with us.
Hello, I'm Johnny Bruce, and welcome back to another episode of Afterlife Conversations. I'm so incredibly grateful to have you sharing this space with me today. Now, if you've been tuning into this podcast for a while, you know we spend a lot of time talking about the invisible world. We talk about the continuity of life, the unseen energies that surround us, and how we lean into our natural intuition to decipher the mysteries and messages of what lies beyond. But today, we are turning the lens slightly. We're going to talk about a side of intuition that doesn't get a lot of airtime, but it's something almost every single person listening to my voice right now deals with on a daily basis. We are talking about the price of intuition. You see, many of you in our audience are deeply sensitive, highly intuitive people. You might not necessarily identify as a psychic or a medium, but you are someone who walks into a room, whether it's a crowded Starbucks, a tense corporate staff meeting, or a family holiday dinner, and before a single word is spoken, your body already reads the entire emotional weather of that room. You know exactly who just argued in the car on the way over. You can feel the unspoken grief masked behind a coworker's smile. It's a beautiful gift, but let's be completely honest with each other. It can also be exhausting. Today, we're going to explore why your intuitive radar might actually be causing your nervous system to short circuit, and how you can stay open to the unseen world without drowning in the chaos of the visible one. Intrigued? Let's go. I want you to think about your sensitivity not as a psychological or emotional burden, but as a biological reality. There's a beautiful piece of science behind why you feel everything so intensely, and it comes down to what neuroscientists call emotional contagion. Emotions drift into a room exactly like smoke. It's subtle at first, but before long, everyone is breathing it in. For the average person, they might just notice the smoke and move away. But for the sensitive, intuitive soul, your nervous system is essentially running an open Wi-Fi signal. It picks up everyone else's stuff, with or without your permission. Think about how that plays out in your daily life. You start your morning feeling perfectly aligned, grounded, and at peace. You step out into the world. By lunchtime, you have inherited a barista's irritability, a teammate's panic, and a random stranger's existential dread. You end up stuck in an emotional fog, sitting there wondering, wait, why am I suddenly so anxious? Is this feeling even mine? The answer is usually no. You've just walked into the world's emotional open bar, and your energy field is running a tab. In energy work, we often describe this as having a porous aura. Instead of your personal bubble acting like a solid shield, it acts more like a screen door. Everything gets through. Over the years, working as a coach and studying these energetic dynamics, I've watched how intuitive people adapt to this consistent sensory overload. We don't all react the same way. In fact, Dr. Carrie Laurier and I spent a long time mapping this out, and we realized that most sensitive people fall into one of three distinct behavioral archetypes when trying to survive the emotional static. Let's see if you recognize yourself in this cast of characters. First, we have the empath. If traditional empathy is standing outside a storm holding an umbrella for someone, the empath is standing in the eye of the storm with no raincoat, holding everyone else's heavy bags. The empath internalizes everything. They absorb the stress of the room directly into their own physical body, and then they have to retreat into absolute isolation just to decompress and figure out where they end and other people begin. Then there is the empathetic individual. These are the souls who have managed to build what I call emotional core strength. They can walk into a thick, chaotic room, sense the discomfort immediately, and sit right beside your pain without falling into the hole with you. They feel for you, but they maintain internal separation. They act as an emotional witness, anchored like a boulder in a flowing river. And finally, and I say this with nothing but deep love and admiration for their big, beautiful fire, we have the drama queen. Now, drama queen isn't a scientific term, but we all know the behavioral signature: exaggerated emotion, immediate reactivity, and externalizing feelings loudly. But here is the spiritual truth behind the drama. Loudness is a survival strategy when softness never got a response. Behind the theatrics is an intuitive soul who feels things deeply and fast, but because they lack grounding, their expression spirals into absolute chaos. They turn a minor incident into a national emergency because they don't know how to say, "I just need to know that I am seen and safe." The wisdom I have learned from the other side is we come to this human existence for an opportunity to experience the contrast of emotions. In spirit, we exist in a constant state of joy where we are an observer of emotions. We observe how we regulated our emotions during life while watching our life review. I can only imagine the cringe moments I will have when I watch my life review and see how well and how poorly I regulated my emotions while interacting with other human beings. I am most definitely experiencing life and emotions from all three archetypes. The reason I'm breaking these archetypes down today isn't to label anyone. It's because self-awareness is the exact point where healing stops being a project and starts becoming freedom. Most of us aren't just one thing anyway. You might be an empath at work, a drama queen at family dinners, and beautifully empathetic with your friends. But if you don't learn how to manage your unique default mode, your intuition stops being your superpower and starts functioning like an emotional tax on your life. You hit what psychologists call compassion fatigue, or empathic distress fatigue, where your system just completely shuts down like an overheated laptop. You don't need a thicker skin. What you actually need are filters, everyday scripts, and real-world somatic tools that help you step back, reset your nervous system, and come back home to yourself. And this is precisely why Dr. Carrie Laurier and I wrote our brand new book, which officially launched on Amazon this week. It's titled, "Are You an Empath, Empathetic, or Drama Queen? How to Stop the Drama and Lead Your Life with Emotional Wisdom and Control." We didn't want to write a book full of abstract, dense theories that you can only practice on a mountaintop. We wrote a practical survival manual for your everyday life. It is packed with the exact 90-second recovery tools, daily emotional hygiene habits, and boundary scripts we talked about today, so you can keep your beautiful intuition wide open without letting the world's static drain your battery. The book is available right now on Amazon in paperback and Kindle. And because I know how much this community loves audio formatting, I spent weeks personally recording and mastering the audiobook. It will soon be available on Audible and other platforms. So if you want to dive deeper into this work with us. The link is right there in the show notes below this episode. Now, as we always do here on Afterlife Conversations, let's take everything we've just processed mentally and integrate it directly into the body. I invite you to join me for a short, grounded meditation to reset your energy field. Wherever you are, if you are safely able to do so, let your eyes gently close. Unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders away from your ears, and just allow yourself to arrive completely in this present moment. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose and let it out with a long, smooth sigh. Feel the physical support beneath you. Feel your feet flat on the floor, connecting you to the steady, unshakable rhythm of the earth. As an intuitive soul, you are beautifully attuned to life. But right now, there is nothing you need to scan for. There is no threat to detect, no problem to solve, and no one else's emotion you are required to fix. So, let that all go. Bring your awareness to the center of your chest, the home of your heart chakra, your endless capacity for compassion. Now, gently slide your awareness down a few inches to your upper belly, just above the navel, your solar plexus, the center of your personal power, your boundaries, and your self-worth. If it feels natural, place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. Feel them rise and fall in unison with your breath. On your next inhale, visualize a warm, golden light igniting in your solar plexus. Let it expand with each breath, filling you with absolute clarity and inner stability. As you exhale, imagine a soft, resilient energy field forming all around your body. Visualize it not as a brick wall that cuts you off from the world, but as a wise, protective screen door. This filter lets in love, genuine connection, and intuitive wisdom with perfect ease. But the emotional chaos, the passive aggression, and the heavy static of the world hits the screen and bounces right off. They are not yours to carry. Now breathe in your own power and exhale what belongs to the world. As you continue to breathe in your power and exhale what belongs to the world, repeat these words silently to yourself. I can witness the storm without becoming the storm. I honor my sensitivity and I protect my peace. Take one more deep breath, filling your entire body with clean energy. And as you exhale, let everything settle. Once again, repeat these words silently to yourself. I can witness the storm without becoming the storm. I honor my sensitivity and I protect my peace. I can witness the storm without becoming the storm. I honor my sensitivity and I protect my peace. Take a few moments sitting in the silence as those words wash over you, or continue to repeat the words to yourself as a mantra. Let's slowly bring ourselves back from the silence. When you're ready, gently wiggle your toes and your fingers, open your eyes, and welcome back to the room. Take another deep cleansing breath and let go of the static of the world. Carry this steady anchor with you as you step back into your day. Remember, protecting your center doesn't make you cold. It makes you sustainable. Your peace matters just as much as anyone else's. If you want to keep practicing these resets, don't forget to grab your copy of Are You an Empath, Empathetic, or Drama Queen on Amazon or soon to be Audible via the link in the show notes. Thank you for sharing your light with me today on Afterlife Conversations. Take care of your nervous system, honor your truth, and always remember that voice in your head may not always be your own.